for women in bodybuilding, it is important that you have your family support, because I know a lot of women who don't have that support, and they're still struggling, and they're doing it against their family's will, and it's difficult because if you don't have that support somewhere, even if you're doing it, you have that mental strain, which it does impact your overall.
Pulls you back.
Yeah.
In your free mind, basically, to pursue your dreams. You know, that's true for many girls or boys, basically, who are in various professions, and family restrictions hold them back.
Yes.
But the ones who breaks the shackles, basically, they shine out many times as well.
Agree.
Hello Deepa, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Welcome to Xplore.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being coming and taking time out and coming over here.
It was actually last time when we met and you explained the whole the system that you have here. I was very intrigued about the whole thing and I wanted to come. So
thank you so much. Absolutely.
I didn't want to miss the chance of coming and seeing the stuff firsthand.
Let's get to know you. You know, tell me about yourself in terms of how did you start in this particular sport? I'm quite intrigued to know, basically.
It all started. Like bodybuilding was never in the mind, but ho jata hai, you say, no, it just goes with you, go with the flow, and things happen. So I've always been a sports person. So in school I've played national basketball, and then for the university I've played, and then over a period of time that sports goes back, and then you start focusing on your career. So I did my graduation in food science and nutrition, and then you start working in gyms and so forth. I moved from gym to corporate setup, and somewhere the nutrition and the sports got left behind. And then marriage, and then kid, and then after that, once my son was born, what happens is that normally you gain weight. That's a normal process. But there's also one thing that is told in society, that once you put on that weight, it's difficult to lose that post-pregnancy weight, and you somehow cannot go back to what you were. That youth, what you were, it doesn't stay. You lose that. So that fear was there, and I've always been lean. So that 18 kgs that I'd put on was too much for me to bear, and that fear was there that, oh, I'm not going to lose all that. So that fear got me more focused into gymming, and as a nutritionist, I knew what I had to do with my diet. So both together, I got back into gymming and taking more care of my nutrition. And at that point of time, this is 2017, I was working with Reliance Retail. Okay. And they have a nice, wonderful gym setup in the campus. So lunch break, I would not eat. I would go to the gym, and I would utilize that 1 hour for gymming. And then over a 6 months, 7 months period of time, I realized that my body was actually transforming, and my body composition was getting better than what it was pre-pregnancy.
Wow.
And somehow that process got me to realize that what my passion really is. So what I had studied, I had left it behind, but that was actually what was more I was passionate about.
This is one of the most amazing discoveries of self, basically, that I'm realizing, so, from across.
Yeah, you get into that comfort zone.
Yeah.
After a point, you get into a comfort zone. You are working, you 5 to 9 job, comfort hai, you're getting your salary every month, and then you somehow get carried on in that. So 7.5 years I was with Reliance. I worked in that corporate setup, was very comfortable. But then that thought was always nagging, what am I doing here? Is this really what I want to do all my life?
Yeah.
And then 2018 December, I decided I want to quit. I want to go back into nutrition and focusing on fitness. And I left that job. I started freelancing as a nutritionist, and my husband actually told me, why don't you explore the competition, the competitive part of bodybuilding. And that is how I did my first competition in Feb 2019.
Oh.
And that was the in Mumbai itself. So Mumbai Shri happens, the local level.
Yeah.
and we weren't many. So for bodybuilding women, the numbers are normally smaller as compared to the male segment.
Correct.
So we were about 5-6 girls, and my first competition I stood third.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, the whole process is very different from your normal weight loss process. So there's a lot of water control, and you're starving, and there's salt cut and everything. So that process, though it is very strenuous, very difficult, but enjoyable for me.
Wow.
So after that first competition, I was like, okay, this is not my last one. I definitely want to do more. And
This is like finding your calling, yeah?
yes.
Exactly.
So from there I started 2019, and from then till now, I think I've not stopped.
Amazing, superb. And you've gone from strength to strength.
Definitely.
And I'm quite
yes.
surprised that you did this after your first pregnancy.
Yes. So that's the whole point. So as women, we are normally told or dictated that this is what you can do and this is what you have to accept.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that. So I took a step forward, and I was like, okay, let me try this.
I think you're living your life in reverse. People, find their passion before
Yes.
marriage.
Yeah.
They live the passion for some time.
Yes.
And then after, they go through pregnancy and the whole priorities change.
Change.
You found your passion after.
After, yes.
Wow. This
True.
is very good.
Yeah, and it helps with everything. Like when you have something that you're doing, which is your passion, you enjoy your other aspects of life
Aspects as
also.
well, yeah.
I think that's very important.
And this is very important as well, that you have support of your family, and I
True.
think your husband has the one who encouraged you to get
True.
into this,
True.
which is quite amazing.
It is amazing, because I think for women in bodybuilding, it is important that you have your family support.
Support. Yeah.
Because because I know a lot of women who don't have that support.
Yeah.
And they're still struggling, and they're doing it against their family's will. And it's difficult, because if you don't have that support somewhere, even if you're doing it, you have that mental strain, which it does impact your overall.
Pulls you back.
Yeah.
You're not in your free mind basically to pursue your dreams.
True.
That's true for many girls or boys basically who are in various professions, and family restrictions hold them back.
Yes.
But the ones who breaks the shackles, basically they shine out many times as well.
Agree.
But it's good to try and follow the passion basically, and then keep doing it for some time and see the results coming out of that. That's
Agree.
what is very
Fully
important
agree
as
with
well.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. I want to I keep meeting many people from fitness, bodybuilding and sports background. One question really intrigues me a lot is about how do they prepare for various kind of events? What is the mental frame of mind basically? What is the peak time basically where you are at your best basically in terms of both physically as well as mentally, in terms of preparedness while you're going through that preparation? And when the event day, what is the frame of mind basically when you are living that moment?
See, for bodybuilding, the actual performance on stage is for not more than 5 minutes. This is the maximum I'm saying.
Okay.
Because you're there on stage, you have to pose and then you come back.
Yeah.
But that preparation period starts 3 months, 6 months before.
6 months is long time.
Long
basically.
time.
Yeah.
But depending upon how your condition is, some athletes start preparation well in advance.
Yeah.
So depending upon what their condition, they're high on fat percentage, so they'll start much more in advance. So that 6 months, 3 months period for that 5-10 minutes on stage is a very big period. But that on stage, when you're standing there and you're showing your best condition, those 5 minutes are like
You're living the moment.
you're living that moment. It's like you were preparing for that 5 minutes to show your best on stage.
Yeah.
And I think that's that experience is totally out of the world, because you are in your complete elements there.
Yeah.
Because you are low on salt, you are low on water,
Yeah.
and you have not eaten or you starved yourself before you went on stage.
Yeah.
So you are completely in your elements when you're there on stage, because there's nothing else to there's no distractions. You're fully there, aware about your own body.
I think that's true with any sport as well. Anyone who's preparing for Olympics or any competitive sports.
True.
The journey of starting and going through the preparation phase, and then when you are in the event, basically,
Yes.
that focus, that giving every moment, giving your best. During the event is very important as
Very
well.
important.
That's where being somebody who's headstrong or having a prepared set of mind basically is very important
Very
as well.
important. True.
I also want to ask you about importance of breathing. How important do you think right technique of breathing is in a sport like yours, bodybuilding?
See, in any sport, breathing is key
Yeah.
to your
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah.
So even for bodybuilding, when you are doing your exercises, it becomes very important how much of oxygen you're able to breathe, because the more oxygen that will go in, the more is your muscle going to perform better. So your vascular capacity has to be really good to give you that 100% output, and that oxygen utilization has to be to the highest.
Why bodybuilders don't focus on increasing lung capacity then? When there is an increased muscle mass, which means there has to be more delivery of oxygen to the whole body.
True. Agree.
In order to sustain, in order to endure, in order to ensure that your heart and mind is performing well.
True.
A very strong VO2 max or very strong absorption of oxygen, good amount of oxygen absorption is very critical. One of the important aspects is lung capacity.
Yes, true.
Why bodybuilders don't think of this as an essential part?
I think one reason would be that the awareness is less.
Very true.
Because even if you ask me, I would do cardio, maybe not with the focus of increasing my cardiovascular or my lung capacity.
Yeah.
I would do it more with the focus that, okay, that will help me with my fat loss.
Okay.
So you see a difference?
Yeah.
So even if I'm doing a cardiovascular exercise, I am not focusing on my lung capacity, which is actually helping me do that activity.
Yeah.
Which will help me with my overall workout and my overall
well-being.
Well-being. So that difference there. So even if I'm doing it, the focus is not where it should be. It is elsewhere.
Yeah.
And it is more to do with lack of awareness.
Yeah. I am also quite amazed at the lack of awareness where anyone in sports or in fitness I come across, the overall attention is to developing various muscles which are utilized in performing certain activities or skill sets, or in your case bodybuilding.
Yes.
You work your skeletal muscles.
True.
But the most important aspect, which is muscles involved in breathing. So muscles of breathing is diaphragm and intercostal.
Correct.
Diaphragm pulls, your lung expands, air is drawn in.
Correct.
From the air, oxygen is getting absorbed, CO2 is getting released, and when you breathe out, your intercostals are contracting.
Correct.
And that's where the exhalation happens, and that's where basically the CO2 and all the other gases are released out.
Correct.
There is involvement of muscles.
Correct.
As we know that with aging, muscle volume depletes, muscles become less stronger, and when you lose volume, the effort required is more.
Correct.
There is a simple logic where if you were to develop muscles of breathing, you could breathe easy, which means all that requirement of oxygen that is needed, you will be able to fulfill by strengthening your muscles of breathing.
Correct. Agree. Totally.
Is that not a good logic to follow?
Absolutely, absolutely. 100% agree with you.
How do you think somebody can work on developing muscles of breathing?
See, now that you ask me, I'm thinking.
And
You don't even think. You've never
This is
given
what
that a thought.
I'm saying, that people don't even think about it.
Think.
And you are missing the most, I'm using the word, vital muscles.
Correct. Agree.
Muscles which make your vital organs function.
True.
Intercostal and diaphragm. And one of the other vital organ muscle is heart.
Correct.
Heart muscles.
Correct.
To some extent, because of fat loss, a bodybuilder is working out his heart.
Heart, yes.
But most are essentially missing out on the muscles of breathing.
Breathing. Agree. Completely
The
agree.
simple principle, in physiotherapy that is used is, it's called respiratory muscle training. RMT training, that's what it's called. To some extent, it's utilized in sports, high performance sports. It's a most essential part of training in high performance sports. But still, in India, we've come across so many elite level training centers. It's missing.
Agree.
I can, if it's missing in elite level sports, it is definitely missing from here as well.
Definitely.
The simple approach is, if weights that you lift is resistance that you work
Muscles,
against,
yes.
and you build your muscles.
Correct.
If resistance as a technique is applied to breathing,
Correct.
don't you think your breathing muscles will get loaded
True.
with weight?
Definitely.
And they become stronger.
Definitely.
Hence, basically, a product like Aerofit, which is a breathing device,
Yes.
which creates resistance in your inspiratory and expiratory, for inspiration and expiration of breathing. And the resistance applied is through this device, loads your muscles, both while inspiration and expiration. Hence, basically, triple effect. Your inspiratory strength is increased, your expiratory strength is increased,
Correct.
and your lung capacity is increased. Just imagine the effect of these three aspects.
True. Your overall performance would be like, would go skyrocket
Exactly.
with just a small change.
Just
a small change.
I would not say change. I would say addition.
Correct.
Addition to your routine.
Correct.
So when you're exercising on a particular day, you attending to various body parts, at least 3 to 4 times a week, you should give to breathing exercises.
Correct.
In our Vedic science, pranayama and various techniques of breathing is given immense importance.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
During yoga or any kind of practices, breathing exercises have been designed, which we are seeing globally, people are benefiting from it.
Yes.
Increased lung capacity improves presence of oxygen in your body. Presence of oxygen in your body and in ample amounts has tremendous benefits. All organs function well.
Agree.
Your cancer in your body is kept away.
Yes. The oxidative stress is less.
Oxidative stress is less.
True.
Your immunity is high.
Correct.
Also, oxidative stress and generally not enough oxygen present in your body. There is a Nobel Prize winning study which talks about increased chances of cancer in your body.
Yes.
If you don't breathe well, if your oxygenation in your body is not right.
Correct.
So there are more than one benefits with breathing right.
True.
This can help a bodybuilder like you. It can definitely improve sports performance.
Yes.
It can improve well-being of a person not having very highly demanding athletic needs of an athletic body.
Yeah.
Or even most important, which is true for everyone, much better sleep.
Agree. True.
If your oxygenation in your brain is good, you sleep better.
Correct.
You're relaxed. So many benefits with good breathing, right breathing.
True. Mental alertness is also there
Exactly.
when you're...
Which is very important when you're performing at that very moment, which can make or break your career.
True.
Again, it's proven that when you have ample amount of oxygen saturation in your brain, you see better, your focus is good.
Correct.
You perform better, your agility is good, your overall body performs much better.
Much better, yes.
Much better.
Yeah. You are basically thriving.
Yeah.
You're not just living, you're thriving, you're living at your...
Correct. Correct.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for visiting us, and
Thank
it has been wonderful talking to you.
Same here, same here.
Look forward to more discussions forward,
Definitely.
and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.